When you think of the most aggravating teams of all time, what's the first team that comes to mind? And I'm not talking about hard to play against, they play a low block, or they just park the bus for the rest of the game. Which, now that I think about it, is literally every team in La Liga. Now the team that I'm thinking about hasn't faced back-to-back relegations, have actually won a trophy in the past 5 years, but cannot hold onto a lead for their lives. And if you have more than 2 brain cells in your head, which I'm sure you have because you clicked on this video, you'll know that I'm talking about none other than Manchester United. Because despite scoring first in their last 3 games, only one of those games, yes, one of them, was actually converted into a win. And that was against last place Wolves, who quite literally have 2 whole points to their name and are statistically the worst team in Premier League history. But out of those 3 games, the one that really gets to me the most is the game against Bournemouth. Prior to their game against Manchester United, Bournemouth failed to win their last 5 games, in which they failed to score on 3 occasions, with a 4-0 loss to Aston Villa, a 1-0 loss to Everton, and a 0-0 draw to Chelsea, who might not be in a title race anymore. But regardless of that, I still thought it was going to be a tough game, because as we all know, Bournemouth were in fine form at the start of the season. But at the same time, United were coming off the back of a win against Wolves, even though it's Wolves. However, United started off the first half as the much stronger team, with the main standout points being 17 shots by United in the first half, which is the most by any team in the Premier League so far this season, the best tap-in of all time by Black Messi, and a miss by Bryan Mbeumo, whose form has dropped significantly over the past 3 game weeks. I'm actually aware AFCON is actually around the corner, and this brother might be playing against Unks, but doesn't mean he needs to play like one. However, I'm still gonna back my GOAT though. He will be back stronger. In the 40th minute, Luke Shaw decides to get absolutely bodied, leaving Antoine Semenyo with a clear path to goal, who hadn't scored or assisted since the 3rd of October. But what annoyed me kind of about this goal is that nobody closed him down. You kind of have to give the benefit of the doubt to Aiden Heaven, because if he did close Semenyo down, it would have literally been a free tap-in for Evan Nilsson or Jimenez. But despite a promising first half, I thought the second half was going to be a bit more tame. Like, we put the game to bed, especially after Unks scored in the 49th minute. But as usual, this team always has to prove me wrong in the worst way possible. Because in the 46th minute of the second half, Marcus Tavernier decides to play an absolute gem of a through ball and plays it to Evan Nilsson, who slots it home, who was also another player out of form, the striker only registering 1 goal in his last 13 games. I'm thinking, okay, it can't get any worse than this, can it? It can. Because Unk decides he wants to be John Cena for the day, leaving Marcus Tavernier to absolutely wrap one into the bottom corner. However, Senna Lamens, please don't be picking up any bad habit, because I feel like he should have saved that. That's just me. After that, the match was looking like your average FC 26 game.
Man, I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear.
El Capitano scores an amazing free kick. Cunha capitalizes on a Bournemouth defensive error, and that's when I'm thinking, yeah, cool, game's over. I'm screaming. 84th minute comes, and Eli Krupi absolutely slots one home, and it's 4-4. And you think after that, it'd be okay, like the game would just die down. No, because Senna Lamens decides to channel his inner David De Gea against Arsenal and saves United a point. Despite it being a draw, arguably game of the season so far, 8-goal thriller. The Premier League is the best league in the world. But as a United fan, it will definitely be interesting to see how United fare over the next few game weeks, especially because Ahmad, Bryan Mbeumo and Mazraoui are all going to AFCON. We may be cooked. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave me a comment. Have a good day.